Hello, everybody, and welcome to our very first episode of Hallmarked. I'm KB.
I'm Aya.
And we started this podcast because we have a love-hate relationship for Hallmark.
Absolutely, we do.
We keep watching them.
Yeah.
We love them so much, and yet we never say a nice thing about them.
Yeah, so basically, if you're here for like a good old time, bye.
So the aim, I guess, for us this year is to work out what the ultimate Hallmark movie is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll be watching a lot of Christmas
A
movies.
lot of Christmas movies.
We might detour.
Yeah.
With Valentine's Day, with Halloween.
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but mainly Christmas.
But mainly Christmas.
Yeah.
And for our very first episode, we decided we would go back and watch the movie where it kind of all began.
Yeah.
Because we've been friends for a long time.
We have been.
And we have watched a lot of terrible movies
Oh my
in our
gosh.
time.
It's really sad when you think about it. Like, just watch a good one.
But the one that kind of sparked the latest Hallmark train was the Mistletoe Promise.
Yes.
So we did a rewatch tonight because it's been a few years since we've seen it.
Yeah. It was honestly like we'd never seen it before. It was like watching a new movie. It was very forgettable.
We've watched so many and they kind of all fit the same formula, but this one doesn't. So I would have thought it would have stood out more.
Yeah, and you know what? It actually was a good one to start with because I feel like, I mean, we haven't spoken about it yet, like a little bit, and when we were reacting to the movie, it was more positive than what we usually do, where we're like, Joanne, why are you doing that? I don't know. I don't know who Joanne is.
So we might not always watch a Hallmark movie.
No.
But Hallmark-esque.
Yeah. Like
movies.
Netflix, they're doing movies like that on other streaming platforms that are Hallmark-like movies. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's all the same. It's all really like, come on.
We have a lot of questions. And please don't get us wrong. If Hallmark called us today and was like, we're offering you a contract, both of us would be like, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Take us to Canada.
But they're like, but you have to remove your podcast because it's too negative.
We'll
no.
be like, okay.
Would you? Would you actually? Oh my gosh.
If that day ever happens, we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah. Okay. Don't hold your breath.
All right. So if you haven't watched The Mistletoe Promise, we found out tonight that it's based on a book.
A best-selling book.
Best-selling book.
By a man named
Richard,
we
think.
And maybe Paul. I don't know. Something.
We should have written that down.
Yeah, I did write it somewhere, but...
Oh, you did. Richard Paul Evans.
I did get the Paul right.
Good job.
And you got Richard right.
We're already nailing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had to describe this movie in like 1 minute, like as a plot.
Oh, as a plot.
Yeah.
Okay, two randos, they meet. And they're very sad. And they decide to be not sad together by pretending that they're in a relationship to help them in their personal lives and work lives. Yeah. Plot, spoiler, they fall in love even though they said to each other that they weren't allowed to.
Yeah, that was part of the contract.
Yeah. The end. Because originally it was called the Mistletoe Contract. Yeah. They softened it by calling it the Mistletoe Promise.
And here we are.
And that is the plot.
That
of
is
the
pretty
movie.
much the plot of the movie.
I did read the IMDb plot, you know, single sentence plot, and they used Christmasphobes in that. So we'll get to that. But
we will. That's a signposting to later in the episode.
Yeah.
We have many thoughts.
Yeah. First of all, the cast.
The cast is amazing.
Yeah. So we got Jamie King, not to be mistaken with the most popular high school girl.
We
Jamie
are
King.
Australian, if you haven't already guessed that.
Yeah.
You're listening outside of Australia. Yeah. There will be abbreviations and references you may not understand.
Yeah. And if you don't, give it a good old Google.
Or tell us.
Or tell us to stop making these references. Yeah, Jamie King.
Luke McFarlane.
And Luke McFarlane, he's doing very well in terms of
everything.
a career. Yeah. What was he? He was in Bros. He was in Single All the Way.
Yeah, he was.
Is Bros a Christmas movie? I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it either. We'll get back to you.
Single All the Way is a Christmas movie, obviously. I feel like I've seen him in other stuff, but I think I'm just thinking of Hallmark movies, to be honest. And then Jamie King, I mean, what did you say? She's in
Heart of Dixie.
Heart of Dixie, White Chicks, Cheaper by the Dozen too. All the good ones. But the standout performance for me is White Chicks.
For Jamie King.
Yeah. Like that dance routine in the club. But do you know what? It was a vibe back in the day.
It was a vibe back in the day.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Heart of Dixie. So
no, I haven't.
We won't judge her.
Is that a Hallmark show?
I don't think so.
Right.
It could lean into that a lot. But it's not.
And then there's also the dude from Riverdale in
Betty's dad.
Betty's dad, yeah.
Yeah. We could have Googled his name, but we didn't.
Nah. I mean, when I saw it pop up, I knew the name, but sitting here now, I don't know the name. So there are 3 people in there who are relatively well known, and then other people.
And like most of them you would have seen in other things. You'd be like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
I've seen them before.
But again, when you say that, you would mostly see them in another Hallmark movie. Not like you're not seeing them in like some blockbuster.
That's true. That is true. They were very, 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 very good.
Sorry, just point to the notes. Follow the notes. I should have put them in order. This is so scattered. Oh,
look,
oh well.
It's the first one.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. I think my favourite thing about Hallmark movies is that the jobs of all the characters tend to be very predictable, but this one isn't.
Yeah, a travel agent, but not a travel agent. She owns a travel company with her ex-husband.
Yes.
And he's a family lawyer. I don't know if they're out of the movies we've seen, even though this is the first one we're talking about in a podcast. I can't remember a family lawyer or even... Were there lawyers? Surely there was...
I think there was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We've watched a lot. I don't remember. This is probably the first one where she has a career and sticks with that career
throughout the
entire film.
Yeah, because usually they're either getting fired or they have something to deliver by midnight or they have to go somewhere to have a break.
Yeah, whereas this one she's still very much working.
Yeah. You could say in the movie, like, kind of talking about their careers, he goes on about how he's a workaholic, but I'm sorry, so is she.
Yeah.
Like, they're both workaholics.
But then they're also never at work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they have long lunch breaks.
They have very long lunch breaks.
Yeah. Well, speaking of lunch breaks.
Look at that.
Oh, what a segue. Oh my God, I hate us. Yeah, segue. I mean, lunch breaks.
To the meet cute.
Yeah.
I think this is the point at the Hallmark movie that is what we wait for. You know, you want to know who it is. And this one happens like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like opening credits hadn't really finished yet. Yeah. And they had already met.
Yeah.
So they meet in the most mundane of situations.
Yeah.
They're in a
court.
food court. They're in a food court in a shopping centre.
Yeah.
Carolers who are not singing.
They are not singing.
They are not singing.
Or they're singing a different song.
Yeah, to the one that we're hearing.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
It's a talent, probably.
Yeah.
But we won't get into
that.
It's
a mistake by the editors, for sure.
So their carolers are singing at Jamie King's character.
Yes.
He noticed, Luke McFarlane notices and was like, sorry. And then they move on to Luke McFarlane's character and he puts in headphones and is like, I never leave home without them.
But it's weird because if she's constantly going to this food court for wonton soup, she would know that this is happening.
Surely. Also, I've never seen carolers so abrasive.
Yeah, like invading personal space and then,
it's just a lot.
And targeting people who are sitting by themselves as well.
I know. Wild.
Rude.
So rude. So that's kind of like the pre-meet cute. Like then they're familiar enough with each other.
They've clocked each other.
So that when they go back to the same food court the next day and the same thing happens, Luke can save Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which as far as two characters meeting goes, probably a little bit more realistic than the usual trope of I've gone back home to my small town and my high school boyfriend is still single.
Yeah, or like the notorious dickhead is around, but he owns the business that you constantly have to go to.
Yeah.
Like the cafe where you have to go and finish your work for that deadline.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so annoying, Jeremy. Why are you here? I hate you.
I mean, it's interesting because usually the girl is in a toxic relationship, right?
Yeah.
And this is still the case with the Mistletoe Promise.
Oh, absolutely.
Technically, they're divorced,
Yes.
but her ex-husband and her own the travel agency.
But they've been divorced for like, or at least separated for years. Like
4 I think
years?
it was. Yeah. That you're like, okay, so there's still that element
Yeah.
of Hallmark-esque,
Yes.
formulaic
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah.
It just comes out a different way.
Yeah.
But not just that, like, his boss as a lawyer is like, in order for you to be a partner, you need to have a partner.
Oh my gosh, because they're a family law firm, and family law firms are about family. And to be part of this family, you must also have a family.
It's just this, like, full circle moment, you know?
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it's just very toxic. And like, as I said when we were watching the movie, like, what's the opposite of, like, I feel like misogyny is always referred to for women. Is there a word for men? Like, I mean, of course not. Like, men do not experience these things, which is why it's so odd in this movie that it's like the men need to have a wife.
Yeah.
But actually is
But is that, like...
is that odd? Like, what would happen if role was actually a woman?
Yeah. And they were like, well, you can't be...
Well, you can't be
partner,
married. We need you here all the time,
Yeah.
working.
Or you can't be partner unless you have a husband. Like, I don't know if that's an American thing. I don't know if that's just a movie thing.
I think it's just like a plotline thing. Like, they needed something.
They need some kind of conflict and tension to...
Well, what else could it be? Like, she's trying to make herself look less pathetic in front of her ex-husband. What would his thing be if it wasn't like about his job?
Yeah. And it's not about his family.
Yeah, it's like I was thinking, like, the other option is like he's trying to get another girl's attention, and then but that doesn't.
It's very high school.
Yeah,
And we're talking about real adult
we're talking
relationships.
about real
here.
adult life and real adult jobs.
Yeah, but it's really like hammed into this idea of he can't get a promotion without having a long-term partner, not just like a fling. Like they have to be end.
Yeah, and like his nemesis has a wife who's pregnant, so chances of him,
you can't beat that.
Yeah, the thing that made me giggle the most was how they found out they were going for partner is they were handed a candy cane.
What did you say? What would happen if it wasn't Christmas time? How would they know?
Like, if it was like April and someone just gave you a candy
Give you
cane,
an Easter egg.
well, like, then they'd be like, is this the same as the Christmas one? Like, I don't know. Or why don't you just use your words? I mean, I'm sure he did, but I think I was too...
Yeah, we were talking at that point.
Yeah, I was too confused by the candy cane.
That's probably the other thing you guys need to know about us. We do talk a lot during these movies.
Well, there was several important lines to the script where I was like, what's happening now? Because I kept talking, but a bit of shush and we might remember what's happening in the movie.
But we are reactive people.
Yes.
We just like to verbalize the
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's fine. But I guess a lot, like, if we're talking in around the toxic relationship stuff, there is that, like, marriage or partner equals content and fulfillment.
But I feel like that, what do you expect from Hallmark? But wait, is the book writer, the author, is that like a Hallmark book? Because, like,
I don't know if this is a specifically Hallmark movie.
But, like, obviously Hallmark liked it because it does push those, like, traditional values of, like, you are fulfilled if you're in a relationship. You are happy if you're in a relationship. You can succeed if you're in a relationship. You're considered a sad, bitter old maid if you are single. The only way you can get over your ex-husband is in a relationship.
It is Hallmark.
It is a Hallmark book, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, it's not that we haven't seen this in every single Hallmark movie we've ever watched.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the other thing. So we've always talked about writing our own Hallmark movie.
Yeah. I mean, got to keep it tradish.
We got to keep it tradish, but we don't necessarily want it to follow the same formula that we see over and over and over and over. And it obviously works because we've watched almost every single one.
Yeah. God, yes.
But, like, the amount of memes that happened over this Christmas alone about Hallmark movies.
Yes.
That we just haven't... We've been watching these, 5 years?
Yeah. We're dipping our toes into the possibilities of plot lines and character development.
Yeah.
Not much character development, that's for sure. That was something that, in this movie. Yeah. So, look, they go on with life. They go, do their little... whatever that you dating.
Dating in inverted commas.
Dating,
but then they like each other immediately.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that they set up this contract that's like, we can't have feelings for each other, and then within 12 hours
they have feelings for each other. Yeah. And he is constantly buying her gifts. Constantly. She does not do anything for him.
No. She emotionally supports him.
Sure, but he's quite supportive as well, like emotionally. Like, yeah. And then they kind of like tell each other stuff about their lives. They get quite personal. You only really do that in like a...
There is an emotional intimacy there from the beginning. Right? Yeah. So this idea that they're not in a relationship, which they're very clearly in a relationship, it just seemed a bit convoluted, I guess. Yeah. The contract seemed null and void from the beginning.
Well, it seems like void from the beginning because he's immediately said no feelings. It's like, well, no one said anything about feelings. You literally, I guess,
obviously you have feelings.
But it's like you're also just predicting that you're going to have feelings. Yeah. I don't know. But it's also like such a cliche kind of line, like, you can't fall in love with me. Of course not. I won't. And then you do. You fall in love. Yeah.
Well, I guess when you put up a certain boundary, there is like a confidence or a comfortability that it won't go any further, so you can probably let yourself go more. Yeah. But the inevitable is that you're going to end up with feelings. Not in every case. I'm not saying that's every case. Just in Hallmark movies.
Yeah, just in Hallmark movies. Yeah. If we write our own Hallmark movie, it's going to be different.
Yeah, no one's falling in love.
Yeah.
And there'll be a kiss at the beginning.
A kiss at the beginning, and then they're like, no, this is actually not for me, and they stay friends forever.
And there's no kiss at the end.
Yeah.
And no one's falling off a ladder.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't one in the here.
There wasn't one in this movie, no. Do you know what there were? Terrible costumes.
It kind of they became one person.
Yeah. Do you know what I will say? Yes, costumes. The set wasn't terrible. Like, besides the Christmas shop, which wasn't a Christmas shop, like the setting of everything looked good.
It did.
It wasn't a bad movie in terms of sets. Yeah. It was believable.
Absolutely.
Except a couple of green screen moments.
There's always a couple.
But these weren't too bad. You when you start watching these movies, you're going on a green screen. Yeah. Also, it's obvious if it's a green screen. But there weren't too many.
No.
But yeah, the thing like that we spoke about a lot when watching it was costumes. Just the same thing.
Over and like not even just like the same thing on a person. That happened a lot. But the same colour and style on the two of them.
Yeah, both
at the same time.
Always wearing camel coats.
Yeah.
And then there was the outfit towards the end where she wore a white turtleneck, the navy something, and then the camel coat. And then he wore a white button-up shirt, a navy suit jacket, and the...
It was so strange.
What?
And he didn't have a dress coat.
No, he had a very casual coat. Yeah. For a family lawyer who drives a Mercedes, you can afford... And he's constantly buying gifts.
Yeah, constantly. He could buy himself a nicer coat.
Yeah.
Or just at least one other one that isn't brown.
Yeah. Yeah. She had some nice outfits when she wasn't with him. And then there was like the trio where it's her best friend and the annoying assistant. That clashing outfits.
So many patterns.
There was a polka dot and then they look like globes.
Yeah.
Or something. And then I can't even remember what Jamie King was wearing.
Yeah, like a floral.
Was it floral? Oh.
But like shiny black floral.
Yeah, it was just... The costume designer didn't know what she was doing.
Or just didn't look at everything as like one big picture.
Yeah. Because when you... Okay, I know we're not talking big budget movies, but when you hear like... People like in Bridgerton. Sorry, I know they're different.
And that's where she stops because Netflix budget and Hallmark budget are very different.
Yes, but like the costume design. I'm sorry, if you're good at your job, you can make something out of anything, right?
We'll put ourselves to the test when we make our own Hallmark film.
Yeah, sure.
But I do think that there is like, I say like a lot, guys. I've just picked up on it. There is what am I trying to say? Put in all of the costume pieces that you have as like a storyboard together and see that they work.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what budget you're on.
Yes.
Colours and patterns and all of that jazz just need to be a little like I don't know, it just felt nothing was cohesive.
Yeah.
But then everything was exactly in line with each other and it kind of throws you.
But she obviously thought, like, I'm assuming it's a she, probably not. The costume designer obviously thought, but if they're wearing the same thing, like that, I don't have to worry about clashing colours. I don't know about this.
Or maybe it's a commentary on how similar they are as people.
Yeah, okay. Sure. That's what she'll say now when she listens to this and gets questioned about it. It's more commentary. Workaholics. Sticking it to the man. They don't like traditions, but they feel the need to conform.
They feel the need to conform. Do you know what they were conforming over, though?
What?
The use of a word that doesn't exist.
Oh, my gosh. First of all, these segues into our notes are flawless.
No rehearsal required, guys.
No. The word which I brought up earlier at the very beginning... Christmasphobes.
Which they used so many times that we Googled it to see if we were crazy.
But like they said it to each other.
A lot.
And then his boss's wife, when they both said, we don't like Christmas, she went, Christmasphobe. Like it was like this common word that everyone uses.
It was very strange.
Else I just don't like the word. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know if I have met a lot of people who would fall into the Christmasphobe category that go around telling everyone how much they hate Christmas.
But is Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You hear a lot of people talk about how much they love Christmas, and generally people who don't enjoy Christmas just don't say anything.
What do you call people that just love Christmas?
Hallmarked.
Hallmarked or Mariah Carey.
Christmas fans.
Christmas fans.
And Christmasphobes.
Oh.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah. And do you know what? It's not even, it wasn't even in, was it in Urban Dictionary?
No, it was like
literally
nowhere. The thing that Google said was like, you've misspelt the word phone. You meant Christmas phone.
Christmas phone.
And then there was lots of images of iPhones with Santa hats on.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was an unnecessary use of that word.
So often.
Yeah. Do you know what was also an unnecessary?
Go on.
Oh, no, I actually was looking at the wrong note, so we can't actually segue into what I was going to say.
We've talked a lot about what we haven't liked about this film, though.
Yeah, no, we should talk about... Okay, KB, give me 3 things that you liked about... Oh, wait, hold on. Before we do that, they obviously end up together.
Oh, obviously. This wouldn't be a Hallmark movie if
it was an okay ending. He turned up at her house and she left... Oh, it's hard to get into it. She left her luggage in her office, basically.
She left all the lights on in her house and she left her luggage in the office.
Because they went away to New York and then she caught a flight back, went straight to her office. Yeah. Her office bestie was there being like, I knew you'd come here. And then she said she wants to go for a walk in the snow.
There's no snow.
And then there's no snow, but she's walked from the office to her house without her bag.
Yes.
And then he's there.
At her house.
And all the lights are on in her house. And they're wearing their camel coats, standing in front of a beige house with snow.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and then it starts snowing when they kiss. Oh, yeah. And there was mistletoe. There was mistletoe. Because then she went, mistletoe. And then he said, Promise. He said, promise.
You can't even get through
Is that right? Is that what happened? I was listening into the movie.
There was words before mistletoe, but we were discussing the fact that they were in the same outfit again.
Yes,
so
it was the
we
same.
missed a few of those words.
Yeah, anyway, that's how it ends. The other filler content in the middle.
I think in the middle, like the way they got to that was a very poor example of good communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? It just could have all, like, I think that's the thing with all Hallmark movies. All things could be avoided.
But, like, he put a move on her and she was like, no, we need to keep it, like, to the contract. And then next minute she's saying, no, I'm in love with him.
I'm in love with you and I've broken the contract and I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And then she's like, bye.
Very strange.
And then he confesses and gets the job anyway. So what we learned is that I don't even know what we learned.
Just say how you feel in the moment, Tim.
Yeah, like he's a liar. And they went, do you know what? It's good. We need one of these. Did we record?
I think so. I'm
pretty sure. Oh, no, we did. Yeah. Sorry. Why did that come in my mind?
It's because you can't see the screen.
Yeah, I can't see the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so we learned nothing, that he just did this for no reason because they were like, you know what? We don't care.
Yeah.
We value family.
This is the big boss.
The big boss was like, we value family and you've lied. And he admitted to lying, which is nice, you know, very noble.
Yeah.
And then, end movie. She goes home without her luggage.
But 3 things that I liked.
Oh, yeah, 3 things, yeah. So I just felt that we had to wrap it up.
That's true. I really like this cast.
Yeah.
And we don't say that often. In fact, our catchphrase is generally that wasn't the worst one we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that's true for this one. It's not the worst one.
No, it's not the worst.
I really liked the cast. I really liked her Christmas party outfit.
Yes.
That was the sparkly number.
Yeah.
Was really nice.
Yeah.
I would wear that.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed... I really enjoyed the carolers singing one thing out loud, but their mouths doing something completely different. It tickled me. I couldn't. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
3 things you like?
I really liked, in a way, how realistic it was. Like, again, to the point of like how mundane it was. Yeah. They go to the food court. Yeah. They have this wonton soup every day. Like, it was just like, it just felt real. I liked that it was actually a pretty well-written script.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
That is hard
to find in a Hallmark movie. I agree with the cast, but I guess I said slay a few times, spelled SLEIGH, with some of her outfits. Yeah. She had some good outfits. Despite the matching of costumes, she had some nice outfits.
Yeah. She's stunning though.
Yeah, and she's gorgeous. I know this wasn't... Did we say it was part of it where we could say one thing we didn't like, or...
Sure, if you want. What's one thing you didn't like? Let it out, girl.
Her acting was sometimes not great. It was like, I don't know what she was... She was not... I think she was like somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was a part where we did question whether they had dubbed the audio.
Yes.
And so, like, the inflections became very strange.
Is that in the sleigh?
Yes, and in the car.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that... we weren't there, obviously. We were in production, so we don't know. But it just felt there were some clunky moments.
Yeah. We probably should have done the thing we didn't like first. What's something that you didn't like? It's like nailed down to one. I feel like we've talked about a lot of things.
The one thing was in his speech to the big boss at the very end.
Yeah.
Where he was like, she's divorced, but she is kind and has integrity is just this wonderful person, as if her being divorced would make her the opposite of those things. I was on board for all of it up until that moment.
Yeah.
I could forgive every little snippet of dialogue that was strange until that moment. That just like, I was like, oh no, cringy. It's cringy.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one other thing I didn't like. Maybe it should be like 3 things we do like, 5 things we don't. It was her assistant when she found out that there was this guy like giving her flowers and messaging her, the assistant said, "Oh, you're making him up."
Yes. I feel like collectively that was our least favorite part of the between the two of us.
Yeah.
The assistant character was our least
she was high or I don't know, something.
I would just never talk to my boss that way.
Yeah. Literally. Never. But I would never say that to someone. Like if you said to me, "Oh, I've been chatting to this guy, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Yeah, you wish, you're making him up." Like that would be so rude.
That's so rude.
And
we wouldn't be friends anymore. That would be the end of this podcast.
Yeah. Literally. So if you don't hear another episode,
you know what
it's because KB's pretending to see someone.
We have to go back to things we like. We have to go back to things
we like. Well, okay, look, because we're focusing on a lot of Christmas movies. One thing we did notice, like when over the years as we've been watching these movies, there's no shortage of a Christmas tree in this movie. And so every movie that we watch, a Christmas movie that we watch, we will tally how many trees we see.
We have to put a limit though on that. You can't count Christmas Tree Farm.
Yeah.
Because that is a given in most movies.
Yes.
Too many.
Yeah.
But we have had movies where there's been 5 Christmas trees in one room.
One room, yeah.
So we decided, let's count how many Christmas trees.
There will be a spreadsheet. I will start a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet of careers. Mm-hmm. A spreadsheet of meet cutes.
Yeah.
It will all be on one spreadsheet.
All on one spreadsheet.
And then the number, it'll be like movie, Christmas trees, meet cute, and what did I say? Something else. Careers.
If you want to see the physicality of that moment, you can also watch this podcast.
Yeah, I did record. We did hit record. That's what I was asking before. Yeah, it will be on YouTube. So in total we counted 25 trees.
We did.
But there was sometimes like in the skating rink, which was an ice hockey rink, there were trees in the middle of the rink with a bench.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there were only 2 there.
But there could have been a third one on the other side.
Also, like, I was really surprised that when we were in the shopping centre, like food court, there was only 1 tree.
Yeah.
So, 25 is like minimum.
I reckon there's movies with more Christmas trees in it.
100%. I can think of the one with
Alexis
Panavega, where there's literally 5 trees in a room, and then she says to the guy, I need to get you a tree. There was 6 in his room, but in one room.
But 25 is definitely the minimum of this movie. So if you've watched it and you've decided that there are more Christmas trees, you let us know. We'll edit the spreadsheet.
Sorry, can we do that movie next? Because I want to count those Christmas trees. That movie. Okay. Yeah. So 25 Christmas trees.
Yeah. 25 Christmas trees, which brings us to how we're going to rate each movie.
We're going to rate it out of 10 Christmas trees. Instead of 5 stars, 10 Christmas trees.
Yeah.
See, this is hard because it's the first one. But out of all the movies, I don't want to watch it again. But, like, I would.
Well, we've just watched it twice.
Yeah, but I'm done.
Yeah.
But if we had to watch a movie again, oh, no, I still wouldn't watch it.
So wait a second. What if we go 10 Christmas trees is I will watch it every year.
Oh, see, but like, but the thing is, some of those are, I think of like some in my head now, they're not good. Like this was actually good. It's just like a bit, like it was good, but not like when I'm watching something. Okay, see, this is where the flaw in the rating. we're going to talk about other movies. The Princess Switch.
Oh, our favorite.
I would give that 10 if I was going to watch it every year.
Yeah.
But it is possibly one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And it's only worth 1 Christmas tree.
Yes.
So are we rating it by how much we want to watch it or like the quality of the overall production?
Like the Rotten Tomatoes of Hallmark movies.
That was the other thing. There were no Rotten Tomatoes or critic or audience reviews for this movie.
Well, then here we go.
Here we go. We're going to add it to the list.
Let's go. Okay.
Sorry, can you imagine if Rotten Tomatoes added a Christmas tree rating?
We know that going into this, that the quality of these movies are not going to hold up to other Christmas movies.
like Elf or something.
Like Elf.
Like
so
Elf is a 10.
Yeah, we're not comparing Elf and the Grinch is 10.
And the Mistletoe Promise, yeah.
So let's go out of quality. Let's go quality of Hallmark movies then.
Oh, the bar is so low. Okay. Oh, you go first.
Okay. I think because it isn't the worst one we've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's got a great cast.
Yep.
The storyline is more realistic than others.
It was probably like the one where the one where we yelled, "What are you doing?" Or what is happening? The least, you know. So yes.
And I think it, in terms of a female storyline, it was probably one of the best ones too.
Yes, I would agree.
I'm gonna give it like I think I'm going to give it 7 Christmas trees.
7 Christmas trees. Yeah. Okay. I agree with everything that you said.
However.
There were many things I did not like. I don't want to set the bar too high.
That's also fair. We've got all of the Alexa Vega
movies. God. Oh, they are easily a 3 or a 4. This one is probably... okay. I am going to give it... I don't want to give it an 8, but my gut tells me an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, because like even though I don't want to watch it again, I wasn't screaming.
This is very true.
Like, what are you doing, Hallmark? And I wasn't like cringing.
Yeah.
There were several movies where I physically had to... Like, not physically, obviously. You have to...
physically had to stop it from happening.
I had to physically fast forward it, not mentally fast forward it. I had to physically fast forward it with my remote to move on or like turn it off.
There have been a few in the last couple of months that we have stopped watching.
Yeah. So I'm going to be bold and give it an 8. So does that mean we average it out?
To a 7.5.
Is that how that math works?
Yeah.
Sure. 7 plus
8 is.
I'm just going to write that down. It's a 7.5 out of 10.
Amazing.
Christmas trees. I'm going to write that out of 10.
She has.
And I will have a spreadsheet.
And circled it.
I wonder if I should make I was going to make a public spreadsheet for everyone to... Oh. Do you know what? Maybe. Edit this part out if it doesn't happen.
But that's kind of all we wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to release an episode every fortnight.
Yeah.
We won't film our reactions to every movie, but we will film our reactions to some movie. We will try and film every movie, so you can watch us talk about it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Film every podcast.
Yeah, film every podcast.
We won't film every movie.
Yeah, we won't
film. Impossible.
We won't like pirate the movies onto YouTube. But we will film our podcast for every movie that we do. Mm-hmm. And that will be on YouTube. Everything will be in our show notes. You can follow us on Instagram. That will also be in our show notes. Yeah, so everything will be there. Make sure you tell your friends and family and colleagues whether they love Hallmark or don't. And you know what? If you follow us on social media, we'll try and tell you what we're going to review in advance. Yeah. So you can always like message us and talk to us about the movies if you want.
If you want to watch it with us, watch it with us in inverted
Watch it with us. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we can talk about it.
Stick around for the ride. We are so excited to just talk Hallmark all year.
And Hallmark all year, which we're slightly detouring for the next couple of episodes probably because we're coming up to Valentine's Day.
There's going to be
some great ones.
Yeah, and I think ones we've never seen before. Yeah. So, yes.
Get ready.
And then back to the Alexa Panavega. Is that her name? Alexa, Spy Kids girl. Get back to her, you know.
Yeah, and get ready.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.